When we first moved in here many years ago, this place was beautiful. It was someplace anybody want to live. We had just beautiful. You can't explain it. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to get run down like that. I don't know what happened.
Last month, Spectator attended a Manhattanville tenant meeting where residents discussed their various encounters with New York City Housing Authority maintenance.
Well, I do what a lot of other people do. They just fix their own apartments. Yeah. Because you can't wait, years and years. You have to, be proactive. So people paint their own apartments, people hire plumbers, electricians, and do their own thing. Otherwise, it's not livable.
Right.
So that's what the intelligent people have to do. Because you can't wait over and over and over for years and years.
They had both elevators closed down in our building, and they put they put new motors in the elevator. I lived on the 20th floor. For a whole year, I had to go up the steps, me and my children.
Wow.
For a whole year.
And your apartment keeps flooding, right?
Yeah, it was like 2-3 times, like in the last 6 months or year, and it was like covering up my whole apartment and even some of my kitchen space.
My name is Ryan, and I'm an organizer with the United Front Against Displacement, or UFAD. I organize tenants mostly in public housing to fight against gentrification, and in particular here in New York City, against the privatization of public housing. So we have meetings, do door knocking, organize protests, petitions, kind of all sorts of different things to really try to stand against basically the large-scale corporate interests that are presently trying to gobble up all the public housing in this city.
This past month, the United Front Against Displacement published a press release highlighting the maintenance neglect in Manhattanville public housing.
Well, we just went through door to door talking to tenants, like with our UFAD. I say we because we're a tenant organization. A lot of tenants in Manhattanville. We're doing this together with people like organizers like myself. We went door to door, talked to people, explain the repair letters, explain the basics of the campaign, that, look, NYCHA ignores people when they submit an individual repair order, when they submit a work order. For years, people will have nothing done for serious, often life-threatening conditions like mold and lead, asbestos. And so let's do it all together. They can't ignore all of us. Let's send these all in at once. And whatever conditions you have, put it down, take a photo, and we'll send it not just to NYCHA, but also to the media and to the politicians, and really try a tactic of public shaming in effect to get NYCHA to do some repairs, which we have seen to be effective.
Some of the residents at the meeting discussed having to go to court or even track down contractors themselves to get repairs for their apartments.
I stand in my development in Manhattanville, and when I see the plasterers and stuff, I come with money, $50 or whatever, please help me. It's been like this for over 4 and 5 years, and they be like, Miss Young, I can't take nothing, but give me the ticket. They say, give me the ticket and I'll do you a favor. I'll come up when I finish some work or whatever. So this is what they did. And these two nice guys came here to my apartment and did this work without the work order and stuff. And they told me to sign, and then they make up a ticket so they could get something, It's terrible. I got to stand in my development and be outside.
Multiple residents at the meeting expressed concerns about the safety of their apartments. A report from the New York City Health Department found that pests, which are known asthma triggers, were more than twice as common in rental homes and almost 4 to 5 times more common in public or Section 8 housing than in owner-occupied homes.
And then you said when you went to court, they fixed the leak, but not the water damage.
Not the water damage, no.
Yeah. So you're still living in a mold-filled apartment.
I'm still in the mold. And I think it's got me coughing.
Yeah.
In October, NYCHA sold one of the Manhattanville houses to a luxury developer as part of the Permanent Affordability Commitment Together plan. PACT seeks to use private and nonprofit development partners to not only modernize homes, but also provide enhanced community services and amenities. However, tenants are concerned about encroaching private interests.
My name is Ramsey, and I've been living here for 3.5 years now. I think that we can be best supported by just having more awareness about what the local politicians are not doing, and that the NYCHA management office here in Manhattanville, at least, is they're basically going right along with privatization and whatnot. And the tenant association board is also not an ally. So, any help in publicizing that.
This is really a fight for the heart and soul of New York City. In public housing, it forms the floor for rent. So once public housing is gone, they'll push for rent stabilized and rent controlled to be eliminated. They already are. And in that situation, if we're talking market rate housing, it's only really the wealthiest of the wealthy in this country who can afford that. And that's a pretty dark future where millions of people are potentially pushed out of the city and it becomes just a playground for the rich. So I see that's kind of the stakes of the fight right now.